when you're pretending to be an Egyptian and you have absolutely no idea how to pose apart from model code shots. You don't know any of that arm movements. Awkward. So to my complete misfortune of filming, I apparently didn't get the shots of me tossing each of the items onto the table that you can see. But as far as anything goes, you will need some off yellow or off white pearls, which you can see in the background. Obviously a headband, whether or not it already has an existing accessory on it. If it does, just take it off. I then just used some gold ribbon, which you see on my table. I glued it down onto one part of the headband at the bottom, then wrapped it around all the way over. And I didn't mind the actual obvious wrapped around part, it gave it a bit more of an effect. And then with some gold string, I then wrapped that around, just glued it down to the tops of the headband and down in rows on the sides of the headband. You will also be needing some gold Dailey earrings, a blue scarf of your choice, some bandages, because obviously hello, she's a mummy. You'll also need a black or dark brown wig. If you can get your hands on some blue diamantes or anything that looks like a bit of a jewel diamond, what I specifically used or personally used was some sort of blue jewel thing off a bracelet, one of those combo bracelets. I just cut the bracelet down and cut it in half and took the blue jewel away from it. But I'm pretty sure in any of these upcoming clips I will just show you how I attached everything up besides the gold ribbon and the gold strings obviously. So for those who do have seizures or caught up at the 2:15-minute mark, I'm just basically saying that each of the items that I have used I've used saw in the screen in the end. So if you can get your hands on each of those items, more or less, those items, then that's all you pretty much missed out on with the information that you had to skip over. So now that you're all caught up, let's get with the rest of the video. So here I am now cutting in half the combo bracelet, and you see it all splattered everywhere, but using some Tarzans grip super glue, which it does work in certain ways, I then attached this quite a big bead down onto the obviously the top of the string and the top of the headband. Then I'm just taking patches of the gold ribbon and just sort of fitting into place just so it can help conceal the the string part, so it looks like the strings were growing from within the headband, not so much on top. So just adding these little patchy pieces from the ribbon, and yes, I'm very sorry that the glue is in the way, but I'm just using my back of my scissors to pat it down, which I'll show you a much better angle in just a second. So as you can also see that I have attached some more gold strings, so at this point I'm just patting down and coaxing into shape the new patchy piece. So yeah, very, very resourceful. So at this point, taking some of the chopped up beads, I'm just placing exactly where I want it, placing the glue down first from the hot glue gun, and then of course placing the little blue bead down onto the headband, letting that get sticky. That's two of them down. Then I'm adding the third one, but I didn't really like how the third one was looking in its place, so I did end up pulling it off and just placing it back on again to my satisfaction. Now taking the off-white pearls, I am wrapping it around just next to one of the blue jewels, of course hot gluing that in place. And then I go to chop off the tail, which doesn't need to be in there anymore. Same thing with the middle one. I only put like about 3 bead strings. I did accidentally break one of them, so luckily I had enough packets. And of course hot gluing that down again, and the same thing with the third one. So I did go out earlier today, so hence the eyebrows, we don't need them anymore, at least not until later. So I used my bandage up arm to remove them. So getting started with some moisturizer. This is Johnson's Daily Face Care. I'm obviously going to be moisturising my skin to prep it for foundation. Then taking my XA Beauty Sponge and my Mabelline Fit Me in Sun Beige, I'm going to be working this all over my face. And just casually concealing some spots. Then with the same concealer I used for my little spot, I'm just taking this under my eyes, but I'm not taking it anywhere else. Then of course I'm just baking under my eyes using my beauty sponge and my Laura Mercier powder under both eyes, obviously. And then just setting the rest of my face with my powder brush, but the same powder. As far as Cleo's eyebrows go, they are very high and arched, but they have a very slight bend to them. Like they're not sharpy eyebrow sharp or pointed or whatever, but they're very high and arched, and they're brown, which is so I can just skip out and doing a funky eyebrow for once. So then I'm taking the same translucent powder and my powder brush. I'm just setting it over my brows so they don't start creasing or start sweating as I sweat. Now taking some eye primer. This is MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot or whatever, and my Real Things brush. I'm obviously priming my eyes with it. And then just setting over that with my sponge and my Laura Mercier powder. It's just easy and faster. Then for once I'm taking my Beauty Killer palette. I'm taking both China White and Violence. And I'm placing this just underneath the brow. Again, I'm just following the reference picture. So same for both sides, obviously. Then I'm taking a combination of Violence and Expensive, I think it's the blue one, and combo with that and onto the lower half of my eyelid, but then focusing most of the blue onto my actual lid. And then on my Extra Beauty pencil brush, because I couldn't find my Colour Cosmetics one, turns out my sister had it, I'm taking both the blue and purple shade underneath my lash line, just so I can even it out. As far as the eyeliner goes, in the very inner corner I made sure it's very thin, and by the time I started to get a bit further than that, I made sure that the rest of the arch from the main lid was a little bit higher. And then by the time I got to the tail part, the way the reference picture goes is she has some sort of like a stumpy fishtail shape. I guess it's just like an Egyptian shape that a lot of their eyeliners have. So just outlining it first and then of course filling it in the rest of the way. So once it comes to the lower lashes, I am just drawing it about halfway with the eyeliner, but then I'm taking the rest of the way with some eyeshadow in just a moment. So now taking some of Black Rainbow and my Colour Cosmetics pencil brush, I'm just lining my lower lash line furthermore amongst the black liner. So now I have taken some of Princess and a China White just to try and highlight my brow bone. So taking my lash glue between my teeth just to squeeze the product onto the spatula thingy and then going to wipe it onto the lashes like you do. Once they were tacky enough, I then obviously stuck them on my eyelid. This is Katy Perry Eyeliner Honey. And then just giving a slight curl on the right one just so it sits up to up a bit. That made no sense. Then I'm just adding some false lashes with the eyeliner pen just to match up with what Cleo has. I presume it's some sort of Egyptian thing to have added drawn on lashes. Then again, I just follow the reference picture as I've said like a million times now. And then for my lip shade, Cleo appears to have some red lips, so I'm taking Mercier lip liner to begin with to obviously line my lips, like obviously. And then obviously using the same shade to fill it in, and then using the lipstick itself to fill in my lips in the rest of the way. So now I'm taking some of Negative from Urban Decay Basics, and I'm just contouring my nose, which I sort of skip over the boring parts. I'm sure you all know how to contour a nose, and then I'm just making the sides of it just to give it a bit more drawn in look. Then I'm taking my AC onto a palette, taking the middle shade to contour my face, as well as the jawline, as well as my temples, and then taking a slightly warmer shade off to the right side of it, and just to warm up my skin tone. I don't know if Egyptians do anything about highlighting, but I certainly do, so I'm taking Champagne Truffle as per usual onto my cheekbones and onto my nose bridge as well as the tip of my nose, and then just blend that all in so it doesn't look like a white smear on my face. And then just a little bit onto my cupid's ball and fix spray. And then I'm just adding the earrings in the ear, Shannon. In the ear. There we go. And of course, checking on a black wig, I did straighten it out and just organise the bangs a little bit so it looks like less like 12-year-old bangs and more like, well, I don't know how old Cleo is, but not 12-year-old bangs. So just adding the crown, headband thing. I don't actually know if these the gold jewels are part of her, like embedded or braided into her hair, but I just presume that they're also part of the headband. That's like a jewelry piece. So just putting the pearly bits in place and then I can flop it into my face. And good pose. Also just flicking away the bake. Then adding one little diamante left onto my face using some lash glue, which held it quite well. And then obviously just attaching it to my face, and then that is it. That's how I got my clear look.